Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How we doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Thank you so much, Steve, for the generous contribution. I appreciate you. And thank you as well, Malika. Said peace and love, good sister. Peace and love to you too. Thank you so much. Okay. This is sad to me. I'm gonna read, I guess, the article, but this is sad. This is not good. Judge Greg Mathis' wife, Linda Reese Mathis, files for divorce after 39 years of marriage. Irreconcilable differences. They need to take that completely off. That needs to go. Irreconcilable differences, that needs to go. That does not need to be a choice that you can tick off on your paperwork when you file for divorce. You need to be able to say exactly what's going on. And if you can't say exactly what's going on, it should be like mandatory therapy or something that y'all go through, especially marriages after a certain point need to go to therapy. If y'all don't sit somewhere on a couch and talk about this, okay. Listed their date of separation as July the 17th of 2024, added they were splitting due to irreconcilable differences. Judge Greg Mathis and his wife, Linda Reese Mathis, are calling it quits just short of their fourth decade of marriage. Linda, who is 61, filed for divorce from the reality court show judge in the Los Angeles Superior Court on Thursday, August the 22nd, citing irreconcilable differences after 39 years of marriage together, according to court documents. In the filing, she listed the date of separation as July the 17th and noted that they had no minor children. The pair's 4 children are ages 39, 36, 35, and 34, and are all adults. So the former couple does not need to figure out custody. Linda did apply for spousal support in the documents, but it's unclear if the couple had a prenup agreement in place, as the pair did get married after college and prior to Mathis's daytime Emmy Award-winning reality court show. The pair wed in June of 1985 when Mathis, 64, was 25. In April 2021, Mathis celebrated their longtime love with a throwback photo of the two on their wedding day. Marrying Linda put me on the path in the right direction, he wrote on Facebook, and I hope my journey is an inspiration to others, right? Seemed like everything was good just last year. I don't really need to read the rest of that. There is no possible way that after nearly just say 40 years worth of marriage that you cannot and or refuse to work out whatever it is that you need to work out. The level of disappointment that her family must be feeling, their children, because I think People think that just because the children are adults that they're not affected. No, they're not affected the same way they would be if they were minors and living with the parents, but it is an effect to them. Like, man, our parents aren't married anymore. Like, that all we've known is them together. All their family has known is those two together. After 40 years of marriage, you can't possibly think that your life after him is going to be better than your life with him. See, today we going to learn a few things today. There is no way that you think your life after him is going to be better than your life with him. And you right, Sister Beth Shua. This is sad. And for her, this is giving hyena behavior at her age, because who does she expect to get after him? And I would wager that this isn't even about her trying to find another man. If she were younger, I would say that. But she old school. I'm going to tell you exactly where this is coming from. And I would warn women, don't fall into this trap earlier in your relationship, because this is a buildup. But it's a buildup of foolishness. It's not a buildup of real issues, because the thing that lets me know that is the irreconcilable differences. That's the thing that tips me off that there were not any significant issues that she could articulate that would justify the breaking of a marriage 40 years going, the wasting of time and energy for 40 years. I'm gonna tell you where. I'm gonna tell you where this went wrong for her. At some point, and I find in my role as a coach, I've heard women do this, and it's sad because they don't know what they're doing, and they don't know how they're working to break their marriage by perceiving their marriage in a certain light. When really, if they just shifted their perspective, it wouldn't appear to them or feel to them the way that they making it feel. I'm going to tell you where this foolishness is coming from. Just instead of thinking of the marriage as the life that she's living with her husband, she has thought that this marriage is something I'm putting up with my husband. Not the life we're living together. This is something I'm putting up with. At some point, it went from the life they were living together to the way she's putting up with him. Do you understand what I'm saying? And as a coach, I have heard this with women who have complaints about their husbands. But the complaints, even if the complaints have legs or have validity, they're seeing their husbands through the lens of I'm putting up with him. Or this is the life I'm living for him, instead of this is the life I'm living with him. And there is a distinct difference. Because if you look at your marriage as a woman and saying, this is the life I'm living for my husband, then at some point you're going to want to live your life for you. And it's not going to include him. That's where the fracture really begins. The break in your marriage starts the moment you stop thinking that you're living your life with your husband and you start thinking you living your life for your husband. Oh, come on. I don't know. It's so many people don't know how to be married. And I'm not saying I'm the expert or that I got everything sold up or I got everything figured out. But just from living it and watching other people live it, both good marriages and bad marriages, there are distinct differences between the marriages that last and the marriages that don't. The differences are distinct, but they subtle. They are distinct, but they're subtle. Because my mentor marriage lasted until she passed away. And every marriage has ups and downs. There is no such thing as a marriage that does not have ups and downs, peaks and valleys, times where you struggle with each other, and times where things seem really smooth, and sometimes things don't seem so smooth. And I watched the dynamic of my mentor's marriage and how yielding they were towards each other. I'm telling you, the key to the marriage is understanding from the perspective of duty, and that not everything is dependent upon your feelings. You can't do it, especially women. Because what happens is who this man is changes in your mind. And it go from something good to something you tolerating to something you can no longer tolerate. He goes from a man you adore and respect to the man you're tolerating to the man you can't tolerate anymore. And that change occurs the moment you stop thinking that this is the life you have together and this is the life you live with your husband versus this is the life you live for your husband. See, you can't live life for your husband. You can't, as a woman, think in your mind, and I guarantee you she thought it, that all these years I've been sacrificing me so he can live the life he wanted to live, disregarding how much benefit she got from him. And I'm not talking about monetary benefit. I'm talking about the benefit of him as a man, as a human being in her life. Because you can't tell me after 40 years she couldn't lean on him. You can't tell me after 40 years and within that time period, she can't think of a time that she had to lean on that man and he was there. You can't tell me that she can't think of a time where she needed him, not his money, not his status, him. When she needed Greg, not Judge Mathis, the time she needed Greg, her husband. Because he credits his good fortune to being married to her. So she helped him. And he'll tell anybody, she helped me. She helped me. She helped me become the man that you see today. She assisted me in that. She helped me. So at some point, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when they were still raising them kids, when he was doing his judge thing and his lawyer thing and on his grind and all day filming the show and all these other things, when he was doing these things, instead of thinking this is what we are doing, she was thinking this is how I'm sacrificing me for him. And that will create resentment. But that's nobody's problem but your own. The enemy put that in women's heads. I'm telling you, that's a shaitani thought. That's how he worked to break marriages. See, it ain't always just about the obvious big things, the abuse and the cheating and the disrespect and the this and the that. See, it's not, it's usually not that. That's actually in the minority. The majority of marriage breaking happens in these subtle ways that Shaitan bring about. And he whispers back and forth from one person to the other about the shortcomings of that person. And everything that's negative or that you might perceive as negative about your husband takes this big center stage, and it dwarfs every good thing about him, every positive trait, every time he was there versus every time you thought he wasn't there, the good things he said versus maybe the hurtful things he said, the good things he did rather than the absent times or the bad things he did. See, looking over the shortcomings of your husband is an active thing, not a passive one. See, people don't understand what it means when we say marriage is work. It is active, mental, and emotional work. Choices, everyday choices. Choices. And I would urge the women, stop letting Shaitan whisper this stuff to you, that you're diminishing yourself so that your husband can flourish. Because what that means is, what he starts to tell you is that your husband's flourishing and his successes and his overcoming of obstacles and his moving forward and his progress is not your progress. That's what he tell you. He tell you that your husband's progress is not your progress, and that he progressed without you. He got to fulfill his dreams on your back and on the back of your sacrifices, and you didn't get nothing out of that. You can't get nothing out of that. Because what about you? Because what about you? That's what Shaitan tell you. What about you? What about the dream you had? Well, what dream? Examine that. What dream? And I'm not saying she didn't have any, but what dream? See, the problem with women like that do this kind of stuff, waste 10, 20, 15, 30, 40 years. The problem with these women is that they switch their mind and what they quote unquote wanted, and it is born out of a sort of jealousy. There's a level of competition to it, and really it's malcontent. Malcontent. They allow Shaitan to make them malcontent. Now it's not enough. They look back on their life and think, I could have done something else with my life, but you didn't. And it was nothing wrong with the choice you made. That's the big key. So what? She didn't make some quote unquote name for herself in the public eye. And I'm not saying that's what she wanted. I'm just using that as an example. But what kind of superstar was she in the eyes of her family and in the eyes of her children and in the eyes of her husband? What superstar was she? See, it's too easy for women to diminish and allow Shaitan to make them think so. They allow society to tell them that a wife, a mother, the being solid and a rock in your family is nothing. That has no value to the people that benefit from you doing that. We tell ourselves that it's a thankless job, being a wife and being a mom and doing those tasks and doing those things is thankless. But who you looking to thank you? Aside from the people that love you and that benefit from these things. Who you looking for to thank you? Who else supposed to thank you? See, women who are good wives and good mothers do not understand who they are to their families. You think he don't love you no more. That's what you think. You're not young no more. Those days are gone. You can't bear children anymore. Those days are gone. You ain't fine and youthful. Those days are gone. You're older now. It's a sag here and it's a pocket of fat there and it's a wrinkle over here. And your beauty faded. Your beauty faded. So you think that the discontent that you have, how you feel as you've aged, and that you no longer young and you no longer vibrant, and you think he see you that way. Two things. First off, if you're not content with things about yourself that you can change, it's up to you to change them. Second thing, if you have given, I don't understand this because you have given that man all your youth. You gave it all. Y'all married out of college. Y'all wasn't but 20-something years old. You gave that man all your youth. You gave him 4 or 5 children. You gave him your womb. Huh? He had you when it was sitting up there and when the waist was little and when the skin was tight and when everything else was tight. You gave him that. You gave him that. You gave that man your whole adult life. Your whole adult life. You gave him. You don't think he know that? You don't think that man know that? You don't think he know? He not looking at you and saying, ooh, she sure is done got old. You sure is ugly. You that same woman to him. You her. You her. You that same woman. You the woman he met in college. You her. You her. Because you gave him all of that. You gave him all of that. Then to up and leave. And waste all of that time, energy. Thank you, Prada. His T count low. He ain't the same man, just like you ain't the same woman. He ain't the 25, 35, even the 45-year-old Greg. He ain't him. He got a sag here and a pooch there too. Eyesight bad, got to wear them glasses and can on. Going to sleep early. He done retired. He ain't trying to work like that no more. Glad them kids out the house. He visit with his grandbabies. That's all. He ain't the same man either. These women act like these men retain they viral years all their life. No, they don't. No, they don't. Don't let it fool you. Just because his sperm can impregnate an egg into his 70s. I done seen them old babies. I done seen, you done ever seen an old man's baby? They look old. And a lot of times them old men don't want to start over with no little bitty baby. They did, especially if they done did fatherhood already. They're not doing that no more. My point in saying all of that is that that was your 40 years too, man. Not just his 40 years. That was your 40 years. And I guarantee you she feel like something was wasted or lost for her. And you didn't lose nothing. You didn't lose nothing. You gained. You didn't lose. Because you did your job as a woman, a wife, a mother. You did what a woman do. You did what a woman do. And you may not have did it perfectly. Nobody does it perfectly. Nobody does it perfectly. Because nobody's perfect. Nobody perfect. You call yourself tired of him. He tired of you too. But after 40 years, whatever it is now. You done sat there and got tired of how he chew his food. And girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, if y'all ain't doing the do like that like you used to, you better just become friends. You're not friends? After 40 years, that ain't your friend? That's not your friend? You've been through 40 years of life together and that ain't your friend. Your best friend. Because you done seen him in a shape that not even his children have seen him in. As his wife, I can guarantee you that. As a wife, I can guarantee you that. As a wife, you seen your husband in situations, predicaments, and states of living that nobody has seen him in. There ain't nobody seen him worse than you seen him. I can guarantee you that ain't nobody seen him at his lowest point than you. I don't know what you think is going to happen now. Go live your life. There will not be another man, even if you was thinking companionship and somebody to talk to. There will not be another man half of Greg Mathis to her. That's your husband, ma'am. Linda. That's your husband. Linda, listen, Linda. That's your husband. That's your husband. That's your husband. I don't care what kind of flaw he got now, because I guarantee you the flaw he got today is the one he had 40 years ago. Don't nobody change. Ain't nobody crawling out no trick bag after that long. He too old to crawl out a trick bag. Now the bag he in is that's his bag, baby. That's been his bag a long time. And that's been your bag. You ain't crawling out no trick bags at this point. Y'all ain't no teeny boppers. He ain't 20-something, 30-something. Y'all just got together and now all of a sudden he doing this and doing that. Whatever he was doing before and whatever you were doing before, that's what you're doing now. After this long, y'all old. If y'all don't sit somewhere on that swing porch and talk about that, you don't call yourself, you tired of him. He tired of you too. He tired of all them girdles that you won't put up out the bathroom. He studied folding stockings and, you tired of him sitting in that same chair twiddling his toe, talking loud at the TV. He tired of you early in the morning, about 5:30 in the morning, you loud on the phone with your sister and drinking coffee. He can't finish sleep, and all that kind of stuff. Y'all better get over that. Because I guarantee you he'll have a woman before you get a man. All them women that he done been his colleagues and the connections and networking and all that kind of stuff. Them women is waiting in line. Baby bye. Them women is waiting on Greg. Hey, Judge Mathis. He don't need them too young. About 45 is good. That's a young woman to him. That's a good 15, 20 years his junior. That's a young woman to him. About 40, 45 years old. He probably don't want her too young because it don't be nothing in common. About 40 something is young to him. Mm-hmm. She still got, spunk and stuff like that. She got enough spunk. She old enough and young enough. She old enough to find him attractive to her and young enough that he like, yeah, she kind of young, she younger than me. He'll have one before you have one. I don't know. Why do you think that you're going to live a better life now? That you ain't got to be under the covering of your husband at 61? She gonna rue this day. She gonna rue this day, y'all. This is a day she will rue. Cause she all right now and he hurt. He probably somewhere asking her why. Why, Linda? What's wrong? Why you didn't tell me? And she gonna try to tell him, well, I did tell you this and told you that. And maybe she did tell him about her malcontent. But that wasn't nothing that he could fix. That was only something she could fix because she needed to change her perspective. And I circle back around. She thought she was living a life for her husband instead of living life with her husband. You got to live your life with your husband, not for him. You cannot think of it that way. Women, you cannot think of it that way. Well, I'm doing this, all these sacrifices, you know what I'm saying? All of the things that I wanted to do, and you know what I'm saying, all of the places I wanted to go and people that I wanted to see, and you know, maybe career paths I wanted to take, or you know, opportunities for this or for that I wanted to have, and I couldn't do that because my husband needed me, you know what I'm saying, in this capacity and in that capacity. You cannot allow those things to build up resentment in you. Because ultimately what you have to understand is that you did what you were supposed to do. This is the problem with not having a good spiritual base. I'm gonna go to commercial break and we're gonna talk about the spiritual base. But after these messages, we'll be right back. Because everybody needs to go to ashkicking.com. Go ahead and get the body butter. We are in the last stretches of any kind of summertime, unless you are in like Arizona or Nevada or Florida or somewhere where it's always warm. Then this is the dog days of summer. So go ahead and go to ashkicking.com. Get some of the best body butter on the market. Keep your skin looking and feeling its best. If this is going to be your first time ordering, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, that link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Don't know how many likes I owe you guys, but bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button. Bam, bam. You gotta go ahead and hit the like button for me. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Miss Mia, for your super sticker. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you, Mr. Missing. I'm tired of living in his shadow. It's my time now. A woman looking for a way out of her marriage. Yeah. Thank you, Elder. Says so disheartening. Totally unnecessary. Thank you, Elder Ben. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ruben. It said, did she value his covering and SOS? Guarantee you he valued her regulating his internal world. I bet you he did. He credits her all the time. And you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's cap. Men usually say that when it's true. My wife helped me. My wife, you know what I'm saying, is the reason why I made certain decisions, or this, that, and the third. She helped me see this, or she helped me understand that. And then I made a decision and it was the best one because I elevated it. You know what I mean? Thank you. Christian Osborne said TV reveals the true colors of undercover sexy red. She just needed to care for the home and her family and support the mantle her husband already holding. Exactly. Thank you, M. Bonds. I get so tired of seeing irreconcilable differences as a reason for divorce. It most comes from the women. Judge Mathis has always been an upstanding man, and this breaks my heart for him. My heart is broken for him, for their children. I don't care that they grown. And it's actually broken for her too, because she don't know. She'll feel it. She gonna feel it. She gonna feel this, and when it hit her like a ton of bricks, she not gonna recover. When the loss of his covering as her husband that she has enjoyed and in point of fact taken for granted for 40 years, when it hit her that she don't have it. Yeah. Thank you, Jeffrey said, mind playing tricks on me. Ghetto boys, right. Thank you, Too Tall, for your super sticker. I appreciate you, Too Tall. And thank you, Mark, for your super sticker as well. She gonna feel the loss of him as if he had died. She gonna feel the loss of him. She gonna feel the loss of him when she can't talk to him no more like that, and ain't waking up with him no more, and the life she was accustomed to for 40 years. When you destroy the foundation of that, and it was by your hand that it was destroyed. Let me tell you about the spiritual base and a bad spiritual base, which manifests in itself as these failed marriages that don't have to fail. You're not supposed to live for your husband, right? I said you live with your husband, not for your husband. And the sacrifice and the duty that you perform within the confines of the marriage and within your role as a wife and a mom, that is supposed to be something that you owe Allah. You owe the Most High that, not your husband. Your husband reaped the benefit of you being a good, dutiful, loyal, honest wife to him. He reaped the benefit of that. But the purpose of you doing it is not for his benefit. It is for the pleasure of your Lord. And understand that your reward for it don't even come from your husband. It comes from Allah. The reward for doing good come from Allah. See, if you doing good so that your husband can do this and do that and give you something or say something to you or thank you or whatever it is that you looking for, if you look for your reward from your husband and he happened not to give it to you or give to you what you think he's supposed to give to you, you're gonna be upset and you may not do what you was doing before. But if you understand that the good that you do within your marriage in your role as a wife is for the pleasure of your Lord, because you gonna see your Lord and he gonna ask you about that, then it become more than your husband. It's more than your husband. It's more than that. It's more than my husband. It's more than that. Because I got the answer to my Lord about that. And breaking your marriage for no apparent reason, oh, that's not going to sit well. That's not going to sit well. That's not going to sit well with my God. My God not going to like that. Because what did you break the bond of the marriage for? See, that's why in Islam ain't no such thing as no irreconcilable difference. Females have to articulate why they want to get divorced, and it better be a good reason. But when you understand that your good is not just a good thing that you're doing, quote unquote, for your husband, but this is a good thing that you're doing because Allah wants you to do that, and that was ordered for you to do it. Then see, the time that he make you mad don't stop you from being a good wife. Do you understand me? The time that you're upset with him don't stop you from being a good wife. The time he do you wrong don't stop you from being a good wife. It don't stop you. Because you're being a good wife because Allah told you to be a good wife, told you that you was a covering for your husband. And that you were to be obedient to your husband, and that you was to bring peace to your husband. So you're not living life and just toiling and this just for him, and I'll be so glad when I'm able to live my life. This is your life. This is your life. This is your life. And you give that up because you what? Tired of him? Bored with him? Huh? He the same old, same old? I mean, what? What? What is it? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? If you don't go somewhere and sit in the other wing of the house and with a cup of coffee, and you better open the word, open up a Bible or something and read a few verses. I don't know what you got to do. You better call on your God to help your heart, to correct the course of your heart, to bring your heart back to your husband. That is the benefit of a good spiritual value. When you feel Shaitan trying to break the heart and separate the hearts, you got to do things that bring the hearts together. And usually it's the simple things. The way you talk to your husband, the way you speak life on him, pray for him, pray with him. You got pray every day that Allah keep y'all hearts bonded, and that he keep the love between you and the respect between you and the good between you. You got to pray for that. You got to work for that. That's a conscious choice every day. You can't let Shaitan tear your heart apart and make him bring up every small thing, every small shortcoming, or every small fault in your husband. He is not a perfect person. He is a human being. He has shortcomings and flaws, but he also has good. That's why you married him. That's why you stayed for 40 years. That's why you gave him your whole youth. That's why you gave him the kids out your womb. You risked your life how many times to give him children? So it was something good. Go back to that. Go back to it. Work for it. Look at that man and don't think about the last time he irritated you. Think about the last time you was in love with him. When was the last time you spoke kindness to him? When? When was the last time you complimented him? You thinking about when was the last time he did that for you, but when was the last time you did it for him? A marriage is not about you looking out for how your rights can be observed and how things can be done for you. You have to think about how you are observing his rights and how things are being done for him. Because guess whose job it is to observe your rights? his. That's his job. That's not your job. That's his job. Your job is to make sure you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing as a wife to bring peace and love and covering and trust and honor to your husband. That's your job. His job is to look out for you. So you're looking out for each other. If I'm looking out for my husband's rights and he looking out for my rights, ain't nobody rights getting neglected. Ain't nobody getting neglected. If I'm looking out for him and he looking out for me, nobody's getting neglected. Everybody getting taken care of. Everybody's needs is getting met. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. You do what you're supposed to do as a wife. You don't worry about the rest. Because if he do you wrong, then guess who he got the answer to? There is no punishment you can meet to him that's going to be worse than the one he get from his master and his Lord. You can't punish him. That's the problem. Bad spiritual value. Don't nobody fear their Lord no more. Don't nobody feel the day that they got to stand and take accountability for everything that they did. And the people that was closest to you, your husband and your children, how did you treat them people? How did you act with your husband? Was you always frowning, always had an attitude, mean, short, curt, dismissive? Pay him no mind. Blow him off. He ain't nobody. He ain't nothing. But I don't care how much time passed. 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, 60 years. That man still holds the same position on day 9,563 that he did on day one when he became your husband. Still your husband. He still got the position over you that Allah put him in. That don't change. Just because you feel some type of way, you better unfeel it. You better unfeel it. You better beg God to put your heart back on the right point with your husband so you can live out the rest of your days and your husband will be pleased with you and God will be pleased with you. God made it so easy for women to get into paradise and you hell bent on going to hell. I ain't never seen the like of it. It said the wife who dies and her husband was pleased with her. Just her husband was pleased with her. And she observed her worship like she was supposed to. And her husband was pleased with her. Gets to go into paradise with no reckoning through any of the doors she chooses. That's just for doing what you're supposed to do as a wife and your husband was pleased with you. Just for your husband being pleased with you. That's all you got to do. I know it get hard sometimes, but that's all right. His job get hard too. Don't let the enemy come between you, because he'll wait 40 years to break you. He'll wait 40 years to break a marriage. That's his favorite thing to do. His favorite thing, Shaitan's biggest accomplishment for all the things that he can persuade the human being to do, his biggest accomplishment is when he can break the marriage and the family. When he can convince two people to break their marriage. That's his biggest accomplishment. He don't have a bigger accomplishment than that. He loved that. He loved the breaking of the woman from the man, the husband from the wife. He loved that. He loved that. He loved that more than any other type of sin that he can convince you to commit. The breaking of the marriage tie, the breaking of the family, the breaking of the husband and the wife. You got to watch for him. You got to be on guard for him, because he come so subtle, so smooth. He'll work you for years. He'll work that same thing. You cannot allow the seeds of malcontent to take place and take root in your heart, and then you start resenting and despising your husband for no good reason. For no reason. He the same man he been doing the same thing he been doing. He ain't did nothing no different. And you was all right with it 15 years ago. Now all of a sudden it's unbearable. Where do you think that come from? You gonna miss him when he gone. All that stuff you thought was irritating, and you ain't got but a few years left. You got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and you trying to get rid of your husband. What kind of foolishness is that? What is that? You ain't got nowhere else to go, and that man ain't did nothing to you. If you don't go somewhere and sit down in the living room, she ain't gonna be nowhere but somewhere in a 1-2 bedroom condo, hoping her kids and grandkids come see her. Meanwhile, he may not even get married no more, just have a woman he be with. Who started over with that after 40 years? Is you crazy? Don't y'all do this. Don't be a foolish woman. Don't be a foolish woman to break her home. If it's less than happy and content, make it content. Find what's going on and do your part to make it be content. That's what you do. That's what you do. Rekindle it if the fire done died. And you're old anyway. It ain't nothing but a little kindling fire, no how. You had a furnace, that was a few years ago. Now you got a little fireplace and it keep them warm. You be all right. Thank you, Sister Beshua said winter is definitely coming for her. Yes. Thank you, John Teal said go to Dunce Cap Corner with Tia and Tom Brady's ex. Yeah, silly. Thank you, L Rock, for your contribution. Thank you, Brooklyn Tall says she got to this point in life with him, so now she got it from here, or she monkey branching with the pool boy, which would be even worse. Thank you again, Sister Beshua said a reward, satisfaction in marriage is to do good to your husband because it was the Most High who blessed you with that man. I want the Most High to be pleased with me based on how I am with my husband. That is a word. I do not want to face Allah and he got to recount to me all the ways I was dishonoring my husband in my marriage. I don't want to something you had complete control over. No. Thank you again. So whether it's a sandwich, a drink, a back rub, or just a listening ear, I'm there for my husband. It brings me joy to be there for him. That's the thing women can't lose, the joy of it. There is a satisfaction. There is a fulfillment, especially when you're doing it to please God. There is a fulfillment and a sense of peace that come with that. I want my husband happy. I want him peaceful. I want him content in the house with me. Because I don't need the prayer of a husband is powerful. I don't need him praying to Allah, why you give me this woman? Thank you, Lady D said, priestess, I was taught that when I get married, my covenant, it was God first and then my husband. Yes, exactly. I need my husband to, when he think about me, to think good about me and to think, you know what I'm saying? If Allah asks him, what about the wife I gave you? I want to say, yeah, Allah, I was pleased with her. I'm pleased with her. So you be pleased with her. And you got to earn that. You got to work for that. That's not just there. Just because you there. Anyway. That's what I got for you today, y'all. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.